Hello YouTubers, my name is Robert and this is my first video on YouTube from Syria, what I call the Plugged In. And this video about the fastest mastering in a home recording studio with the DBX Quantum II processor. Why I do this video? The answer is very simple. This unit is really helped me a lot on a daily mixing and on a creative processes. Really, it just blows away almost every plugin or whatever what I used until now, and this is why I want to share with you guys these impressions from the unit. And why we are doing mastering on a home recording studio. Of course, we are not a professional studio, but every time when we are doing some new music or whatever home production, of course on the end we want to share with our friends. We want to share on the internet. We want to upload to SoundCloud. We want to make from them some kind of demo CD, or we just simply want to give to our family to listen to it. So it's almost in every home recording studio. The basic why we are doing actually anything in a home recording studio, because we have fun. It's really simple. We are doing records and music because we have fun with that. When we do a home mastering in our home studio, of course we want to make our music bassy, punchy, loud and well balanced and sophisticated and really through stereo band, and it's not an easy job to achieve, and this is why the internet is full with articles about how you have to set up your home mastering with this plugin, with this plugin, with this plugin. There is tons of thousands of hundreds of thousands of article and suggestion on it, but it's never be easy. I faced in a couple of last years always when I did a song on a really fun way, like I sit down, I take my favorite instruments, I apply the settings, I start to record. Until that time I have fun. Then, you know, the normal basic mixing is coming. You just balancing the instruments a bit more here, a bit less here, apply some EQing and dynamic processing on the channels, and then it's almost done. Until that point we always have fun, and when a mix is ready, then was the time for do kind of mastering. And because I'm a home producer, I'm using almost everything what I have, and I don't have really sophisticated professional grade very high-end equipment, and each of my song and each of my record it sounds different, even in a style. So for example, if I working on hip-hop records in a month, each of the song it sounds different. And what is mean on a mastering side, I spend a lot of time and effort and energy on mastering. So why I have to do that? I start to look on the market. There is any solution like like really full fast solution, because I really can lose the fun if I do so much adjusting and setting on a plugins to achieve the right precise mastering, what I want and what is in my head. So I looked on the market, and I'm telling you guys, I didn't find nothing, because most of the mastering solution yet on the market, or if there is one plugin or something what you can apply on your stereo master bus to do a mastering, it's a lot of settings, lot of details. You have to try different attack times, different release time, gain, whatever. Or the other solution, you apply from one company one compressor, from other software company or other gear company you apply the parametric EQ, and then you install more and more and more units. But again, each of the unit has a deep settings what you have to go through on it. You say, okay, your song is done. Yeah, on the next one, when you open it, oh, you start to think, how I made on which record I have. So you have to open the raw DAW files and have a look on it, or if you can do save as group preset or something, you have to look after the group preset and load it up. And of course it's not a similar, you are using different bass, you are using different kick drum, you get other guitarists with other guitar equipment. So yeah, it's not easy. Why you think it's not done, it's not good and not ready, your song, when you start to deal with the mastering? Because you are, I hope, because you know the other songs from real professional graded studios. So this is your basic, it's your favorite songs. Am I right? Yeah, also for me. So, but don't forget, there is a huge difference between the home producers and between the professional producers. And what is the biggest difference between these two worlds? On the end, I will tell you what is this. Actually, let's have a look on the professional music industry, how the song it's created, on which way. In a professional studio, there is a songwriter, there is a professional singer, professional guitarist, a drummer, a keyboard player, and even they have a staff for tune the instruments, the record engineer, and then the mixing engineers, and on the end they are using a different room with total different equipment for kind of finalizing and pre-mastering. And then after, they are sending the pre-mastered raw disc, they are sending to the mastering engineer, who doing the final touches and put a gold crown to the song. So compare this to you. You are the songwriter, you are the guitar player, you are the singer, maybe, you are the drummer, everything is you. And then you are a guy who are doing the record, and then you are a guy who is doing the mixing and the mastering. So all of these steps, it's you. So what's the big difference between you and between the professional music industry kind studios? Is the number of the pair of ears. Yeah, this is the this is the biggest difference. You are using always your one pair of ears. I also have one, two, you see? But they have a lot of money. Each step in each process, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 different professional engineer is working on a song. And also the professional studios, they're not finishing the song in one day or one night or a couple of hours. No, they are not. And you almost all the time, yes. So this is the big difference. And on the last step, of course you don't want to spend more time than the whole process of the creation. So this is the point when the home mastering speed came to be important. Why? Because simply you don't want to lose your fun with your music. There is few solutions for a mastering, like quick mastering, like bang, easy like this. The one is the mastering service. What is mean? When you're done with your song, you send it to somewhere else, to some company over the internet. They're doing for you the mastering. They are sending you back 3, 4, 5, 6 different version of the mastered final mastered music, and then you choose one, and then you have to pay the service. It's very good. I'm telling you, it's very good, because those companies, they are using really high-end gears, and few of them are really professional. They came from the very high level of music industry, from very high names of studios, and or maybe this service guy has also a primary job in a really well-known professional studio. Most of these remote mastering companies, they are good, but of course you cannot apply them on all of your song. So the other solution is you spend a hell a lot of time to choose the right combination which is good for you. One from the wave, one from this company, one from the other company. Or if you stuck in your DAW, like the Reason, for example. The Reason is not so open at the DAW system. It's really closed. It just can work with the Reason rack extension. Or you take a DBX mastering processor, and you're done. You don't believe? I'm telling you guys, this unit, it's helped me a lot and make me much more happier, and it saved from me a hell a lot of time, and it's helped me to stay in a fun when I'm doing the records. Couple of words about the DBX. The DBX is one of the oldest company on the music industry. They're with us from many years, and they did so much very good unit in the past and also nowadays. And the DBX Quantum, it's actually the first Quantum. It's made on a very sophisticated and interesting way. They actually went back to the studios, and they asked the recording engineers and the mixing engineers about details and really small knowledges, really fine tricks, what they like on settings, how they do a mastering. There is need more bass or less bass, or in a multiband compression, what is the suggested settings for the different style of music and whatever. So they collect all these datas and they made fully functional, fully fine-tuned presets into the unit. And then they came with the Quantum II, which is actually what I have, and they fine-tuned more a bit the DSP system. They fine-tuned more a bit the analog to digital and the digital to analog converters, and also the display, and they increased the processing power and the sampling rate, and also they extended to 24-bit. And the DBX did all the development with the most highest quality audio test instruments. So it's not like somebody sit down and wrote a plugin and copy and paste some other guy's processing codes into the DSP code and pack it and drop to the market. So actually, the DBX Quantum II is the answer from the DBX to the TC electronic finalizer. The big difference between the two units, the DBX again has its own DBX sound on a very musical way. How it can be? It's very simple. The answer, the DBX, it's a very old company from the analog ages. Just you have to think about it in a past, before the Dolby, it came to the consumer market. All the studios, master tape recorders that used the DBX solution to eliminate the noise and handle the dynamic range of the tape. So therefore that you even cannot find any records from the past which is not touched by some DBX processor. No more end. So actually that's it. The DBX is not a joke company. They are really professional. So let's jump to the dry specifications about the DBX Quantum II. It has a 24-bit 96 kHz analog to digital converter, and also from digital to analog. Of course, you can drive on 96 kHz, 88.1 kHz, or 48 kHz, or 44.1 kHz. It doesn't matter. You also can drive on 24-bit or 16-bit, and so until 96 kHz, it's really fully open-end system. You can lock it to the word clock, you can lock it to the ASCBU input, you can lock it into the SPDF input, or whatever. It also has a serial bus and the MIDI port. So you really can integrate into your favorite DAW. You can control it really easily. The documentation is very good, how you can achieve each specific part in a processor by a MIDI. So the dynamic range, and this is really something DBX, it's like their own signature. It's 114 decibel on an A-weighted 22 kilohertz bandwidth. So it's not like the measured typical dynamic range on 1 kilohertz, blah blah blah, it's 108. No. 114 decibel on an A-weighted with 22 kilohertz bandwidth. Really impressive. The THD and the noise is 0.002% on a typical plus 4 dB level. So it's again, it's not like on 0 dB, 0.5% or something like this. No, it's a really a mastering grade processor. It's a mastering processor. So, but wait a minute, 4 dB extra? How it can be? It's a digital, no? Yeah, it's digital, but the DBX did something which is called Type 4 conversion system. And what is mean? On the past, when the first analog to digital converters came to the market, almost all recording and mixing engineers faced immediately the headroom is gone, it's disappeared. Because on analog systems, without losing the transparency and losing the detail of the music, you always had like 4, 6, even 8, even 9 dB of headroom on almost every mixer, recorder, processor, whatever. So what this can do for you, it's very simple to understand. You can drive your system on an average 0 dB, and then you have all the other gears on your stereo master bus, and if accidentally or by planned one channel is jump to +2 or +3 decibel, for example the bass or the kick or something else, or just simply the two channel when it came together, and with the amplitude modulation they are adding, so they are in a phase and they are adding together, and the voltages came much more higher than 0. What can happen on analog system? Nothing. It can go through to the analog mixer, it can go through on all the analog gears, and can go even to the tape as recorded. And when you're playing back, you also get back this, not the same, but you also get back some extra headroom. And this extra headroom in the past is used by the engineers to make the noise and the signal ratio much more higher, because they can push all the gears and all the mixers to their limit. And because of that, if you compare the size of the real signal which contain information, and you compare the noise floor which is the whole system has, it's much more higher, this rate. So 4 decibel headroom, it's really a huge. And the DBX did this for you in a digital equipment. This is what they called the Type 4 system. So you remember what I said about the normal converter? It's like 114 dB with the Type 4, and now you grab yourself 127 decibel. with transient material A-weighted, and it keeps support you this 22 kilohertz bandwidth range. But in typically, like normal music you play on it, is typically can handle 119 decibel with the same results. Is that not impressive? Can you tell me any VST or something which can handle the headroom which is top of the conversion? No, it's not exist. Why? Because when you do a sampling and a mixing on your computer, of course you want to get the highest volume, almost for a same trick, like keep the information much higher as you can, and because of that your noise and your other parts it will be really low if you compare to the total program. But on a computer you have this 0 dB like a brick wall. If you hit the 0 dB, you gone, you dead, you lose the information. So everything which came top of the 0 dB you lose. And the average conversion system, which is not type 4, it's like you compare the consumer tape to the CD players, really. If we're talking about decibels and noise and signal ratios. So type 4, you have to go over the internet and have to look for it, what is mean and what is the technical details behind it. But for the quick chit chat, I can show you what is mean. It's actually, I hope you guys will see. So if you see, now you can see. So here is your program, and these low frequencies, this is your bass or kick drum or whatever, and all of your high frequencies, it's amplitude or seated modulated on your low frequencies. So what is mean? If you hit the 0 on your conversion system, if you hit the 0 on the top, you lose the high frequencies. All the information, all the content is gone. It's disappeared, and is doing a typical digital cut on 0 dB. It looks like this. Your signal is coming, and then a line, and all of the top information you lose. And this is how it looks with the DB4. You see, you win 4 decibel more. I don't want to go now deep in the type 4 description, but I'm telling you guys, I can hear here the difference. Okay, so I spoke a lot about why it's fast, why it's quick, and how it's helped me, and just a few examples. So if you're a home producer, you have a favorite style, what you're working on it. So this is when the DBX2 it came really quick solution, because it has this list of factory settings as a presets, and from almost every genre it has built-in 2, 3, 4 basic preset. And most of the time it's enough to find the preset, press the load button, and that's it, you finished. You don't have to turn knobs and move slides and listen back and watch frequencies, spectrums, whatever. You just turn it, load the preset, and you're done in your style. Just a couple of examples from the styles. It's Pop Master. Popmaster 2, classical CD. To master a classical CD, it's not an easy job. Rock mastering, country mastering, jazz mastering, ambient mastering. It's also not an easy style, because the ambient is so open on a dynamic range. It always has very low but clean parts, and then time to time is going up and down. So it's not an easy job to do a mastering. Country even, and world mix, and metal, and so on and so on, and hip hop and rap and ballad and dance and techno and whatever. And also has the presets for tracks and for instruments. For example, piano, Stratocaster guitar, drum, strings, synths, horn, orchestral, fat kick bass, thick kick bass, bright snare, slam snare, rim shot, almost any instrument solution for handle the dynamic and the EQing is inside. So I think it's a great unit, and this is how it can help you on quick mastering in a home recording studio, because you just press the button, you load the preset, and I'm telling you guys, most of the times it's done. Just there is other lot of technical data about dithering and how it's handled, or what the audio precision company measured on this mastering unit, and I'm just really impressed when the first time I read something about that in the internet. In the past, this unit, it's a very expensive, really costly mastering gear. So the DBX Quantum II, if you find it on eBay or over the internet or in a small advertisement sites, go for it. Take it, pay this really small amount of money, and you get a really decent mastering processor. Later on, maybe on the next week, I will create another video about the processor itself. I will go deeply inside, I will open it, I will show you guys everything what I find inside, and I will speak about how I repair it, because actually my unit I bought on eBay as a broken unit, and I'm really lucky guy. Over the years I did behind this studio fully equipped electronic lab where I can repair and modify my gears. And so yeah, after I fixed the unit, on that time I had the other one from the TC Electronic, the Finalizer 96K, and I can do side-by-side comparison between the two units, and the DBX Quantum II, it blows away everything. It's you almost cannot compare it. I use this unit mainly for this quick mastering, but time to time I'm using to do track dynamic processing and track EQing with that, or gate and limiting or whatever. And time to time I'm using to write out the program through the DBX to the tape machine and pull it back to my DAW system. And therefore this unit is really versatile, and the amount of inputs and outputs and synchronization options, it's almost limitless what you can do with the unit. So yeah, that's all. I think I speak too much, so let's jump now to to the mixing desk and apply some non-mastered but mixed ready song on it, and let's see what the DBX Quantum II can do with that. But before I'm jumping to the mixing board and the screen recording and whatever, I want to explain, guys, how I set up now the system just for this experiment, and to drive the DBX Quantum II on a crazy limits, like if somebody is sitting on a mixing and do a really shitty mix, and how the DBX Quantum II can handle for you. So let's jump over here. I did here a very small presentation. So okay, this is my teacher glass table. Sorry guys, but I cannot find any better solution like this. So in this experiment I did a couple of channels in my DAW, very simple song. It's actually a hip-hop song. I applied some drum, high drum, like synths, bass, whatever, guitar, I don't know, and the vocal, and I collected each of the specific range into the basses. So and the last bass is just the output of all of the aux effects. And then I came into the Tascam mixer by Firewire. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 32 channels, but now I just using 10 channel, which is 5 pair of stereo. And then I routed all these DAW bass channels into the real physical mixing channel, and then on the Tascam mixer I assigned into the channels, and here is the channel strip. Each channel has its own dynamic and EQing settings, but now for this experiment I disabled all of this. So we never do something like this. And then here is the faders. Each stereo pair has its own fader, and on the end it's coming. Sorry, just some glare. It's happened over there. I don't know. Let's do like this. Yeah, it's better now. And then all these channel faders and all the mixes came together to the stereo bus, and the stereo bus is sent by the ES-EBU output from the mixer, which is running on at the moment 96 kilohertz. No, sorry, 48 kilohertz, and this is directly going into the DBX Quantum processor. And the DBX Quantum processor, it has its own digital to analog converter. From that I feed into the monitors and also to the master recorder, and one cable from that is coming back to the DAW, even on a digital way or from this master recorder again digitized back from the analog and running to the DAW. So because you guys want to hear something, and actually now I put here the camera channel recorder. This crazy stuff here, it's happened here, the crazy. We are never doing something like this to not apply any dynamic or EQing on a bass bass or on a drum bass or whatever. Okay, now I'm sitting here back to the mixing console, and let's see how the DBX Quantum II can handle this crazy mix. On a Tascam mixer, this is the fat channel. It's actually each channel, maybe here you can see, each channel has its own settings. You see that red buttons? If it's red, is meaning that processing it's on, it's something on it. So, but I have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 channel. You see that? Nothing on it. No dynamic, no EQing, no nothing. Of course, in my setup in other channels, which is remain from other projects, there is some settings. So, for example, here is the compression is running and the EQing is running, and there is accents and blah blah blah. But in the first one, nothing. 2, nothing. 3, nothing. 4, nothing. 5, nothing. So here is the Quantum II processor. At the moment I don't want to talk too much on a deep technical details. I will do other video as I promised you guys. So actually this button here, yeah, I hope you can see, yeah, you can see. This button here is the bypass, and if it's red, it's meaning all the signal which is coming in is going through without any processing and going directly into the master recorder. And when I release it, it's meaning the processor, each part of the processor is working, and you will see and you will hear the different. And by the way, on the same time, I'm doing other kind of record. It's actually, it's a different PC with digital input from my monitoring system, and this is what I'm using for just really quick visual representation about the frequency ranges. Okay, here is the unit itself, and here is the, you see this button, this is the bypass. So what is mean if it's red, the unit itself is bypassed, and every signal which is coming in on the back is coming out immediately, and is just going without any processing. But if I press, I release the bypass, it's all the processing is applied. So let's turn the programs to something, doesn't matter. And now I have, actually I loaded up a hip hop song. So let's find something which is hip hop, and I show you the process, how it's easy. Acoustic, jazz, blah 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 blah. Okay, 21 hip hop. Load. We finished with the mastering. Done. So let's watch this, because this is the mastering recorder what I'm using, and you will see here the whole program will run on -4, -6 or -8 decibel. By the way, this mastering recorder, it's a very precise on a measuring of the levels, and it has a very big, nice, old-fashioned screen. So, okay, let's do some noise. Actually, I did this record a couple of weeks ago, and I modified a bit for this experiment to make sure there is nothing dynamic compression and EQing is going on. That is, so it's now in the stage, it's just the simple raw mix. So the unit on bypass, and now we start the play.
Times I wanna cry, and still we try to change the past in vain, never knowing if this game will last. Feeling the shame of cocaine, the product of the devil. Am I selling my soul? Got tired of small time living. Niggas telling me no, I got mine. Fuck them other suckers. That's the mentality. Jealous ass busters make it hell for us. Lord, help me change my ways. Show a little mercy on judgment. I was raised this way. I
as you hear, yeah, it's mixed, it's okay, it's ready, it's balanced, each channel has a good setting, so the vocal is not so low, the kick drum is not so crashy or punchy or whatever, but there is no dynamic on any channel. So what this means, this is a really dry mix on the style of hip-hop. So let's now jump back to the beginning, and you have to listen the three different parts in this song section of the song. There is one section which is rap and background music, and there is the silenced part, and then is the most powerful with the refrain. And I will switch the unit in and out randomly on the playing, under the play. So let's do it. So play. Without.
We try to change the past in vain, never knowing if this game will last. Feeling the shame of cocaine, the product of the devil. Am I selling my soul? Got that small time living. Niggas telling me no. I got mine. Fuck them other suckers. That's the mentality. Jealous ass busters make it hell for us. Lord, help me change my ways. Show a little mercy on judgment.
Without.
I was raised this way. I never let them play me for a buster. Make it hell for a hustler. Lord, help me change my ways. Show a little mercy on judgment. The times I'm on the clock, and still we try to change the past in vain, never knowing if this game will last.
So as you see, the measure, the level of the program is jumped immediately from -6 to almost 0 or -1, but the DBX Quantum II keep the dynamic range of the program, so the variation in a dynamic by the program. And so what this means is not pushed to the end and everything is happened just here on the top, so it's not over crashing and over doing the compression or the side compression or the equalizing. So it's remained, you see here now we jump from -1 back to -24, -20 decibel. So this is the variation in the program. Okay, may you think now, okay, it's very, very good for hip-hop, so let's load something else. I finished the loading up this other song. I made it a couple of days ago as experimental record. I just sit down and I start to play with my instruments. So it's a very simple bubblegum music. I find a very good record from Jennifer Lopez in my trial vocal collection, and I did a very simple mix. So again, there is no any compression or EQing or whatever on our basses. It's loaded up on a same way as how I did with the previous song. So let's now feed this music into the Quantum II processor. But of course now I changed. My style to pop. So now we are staying on hip hop. Other day I coming, okay, let's do some pop, and find the pop, find the pop, find the pop, find the pop. Piano Pop Master 1 is the first. Okay, it's loaded. So let's try now this pop. So make sure now it's bypassed, and again in this song there is quiet parts and there is busy parts, there is bit silenced parts with with the variation in tonality and the power of the vocal itself. So yeah, let's play it. Let's make some noise. By the way, by mistake, just a few minutes ago, when I loaded up and I deleted all the dynamic processing, by mistake I deleted the automation channel on the vocal. So sorry guys if the vocal will not really follow the music. I try to follow with my hand on all the way. So let's play, and again I will switch between the processed and between the not processed. So this is without processing. The kick is running on -4. As you see and as you heard, this unit is really do something with your song, and it's really easy to load it. Again, turn, load, and that's it. You finished with all the setting. Of course, you can go deeply inside. You can adjust everything, every parameter you can adjust. But I'm telling you, 99% of the time, you don't have to touch even. Just load the program and you finished. So I'm speaking about normal daily pre-mastering. So let's now see how the frequency spectrum is changing when we are bypassed or engaged with the processor. So for that I will do the screen capture from my spectrum analyzer, and I will apply and deny the process. So I start now with without, and I do here a looping where is the song itself a bit busy. Sorry guys, I have to work on it a bit. Okay, here you can see the frequency spectrum of the song itself without the processing, without the quick mastering processing. And if the unit is good and the solution is good, it has to be stay the same. So in your mix, you balanced out everything. So the kick on a right frequency range, your bass on a right frequency range, and everything is sitting well in your mix, but it's a bit dry. So if the unit is doing the job well, this shape of the frequency will not change. Just everything will be get louder, cleaner, and much more opened on a dynamic. So let's now apply the processor. Put it back. So with, without, with, without. So as you see, now we're running with and nothing changed. Nothing, just everything came a bit louder, even not louder, so it's not equal like when I'm turning up the volume. All the dynamics, it came to the right position, and yeah. So again, bypass, engaged, bypass, engaged. Okay, stop. So this is the end of my first but long video. I know, guys, I like to speak too much. In the future I will try to decrease the amount of the speaking in my videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and if you want, please give me a big thumbs up, or any questions, suggestions about how I have to make the future videos, or what you want to see from me, what kind of knowledges you want to get from me, are really welcome as comments below. So see you next time. And now let's do some other tracks. No, I will not do other track now. I know what I will do. Just yesterday I get from the Thomann music store RMG Studio Master studio grade tape. So I will do the comparison between this and my old favorite tape on my analog tape recorder. It smells new. Cheers, folks.